Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tarot by Cecilia on Patreon and members only on Facebook. This is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of July 29th through August 4th of 2019. Now, one might think that we don't have that much to talk about this week and that it wouldn't be as exciting or chaotic or as intense as the last few weeks have been. But this is the week we've been waiting to get to, just to get to the other side of all of it. I want to bring up something that's happening just as the week begins on the 29th. The sun will square Uranus. Now, Uranus is our wild card, okay? Everybody knows that. It's like abrupt change and things can get a little crazy. The best advice I can give without getting into all kinds of detail and scenarios with Uranus is just try to stick to what constitutes a routine Monday for you. What activities would you normally do on a weekday or whatever? Just keep it that way and be careful of any outbursts, okay? You don't want to accidentally open your mouth and say something, okay? Or you may get that from someone else. But if you play it, just keep it even keeled and lay low, I think you'll be fine, because it's coming right before the new moon, which will occur on the 31st at 8 degrees Leo. And also on the 31st, we're going to see Mercury go direct. So you've got Mercury slowing down, and you have, the new moon and just everything there. It just outbursts, okay? Be aware of those kind of things being in the air, that people may say something. Now, we've been waiting for the new moon in Leo so we can put eclipse season behind us, and also to be able to launch some new projects with Mercury retrograde ending. So pretty much every sign is waiting in some way, shape, or form, for this to happen. But let's talk a little bit more about Uranus here, okay? Because while you may think on, the surface that, okay, we're getting rid of eclipse season and Mercury retrograde, Uranus is like right near the new moon. There's also on the 2nd of August a square between Venus and Uranus. And with Uranus, you cannot call it. You can't say it's going to be this. This is going to happen. Watch out for this. But just know that in love relationships, if it's not fully committed, full on, it may be a good idea to steer clear rather than getting yourself into trouble. I feel I need only remind you that both the Sun and Venus are currently in Leo, so there may be no shortage of drama. And I have to admit that in my own personal life, when I've been aware of things that, could possibly cause any instability, I would just try to avoid them. But in all truth, if it's meant to find you, it will still find you, because Uranus is totally unpredictable. But, I'm here looking at the cards as I'm talking, and, it's kind of like what I was saying. Just like keep your head down and keep working at things, working at your changes. See, the good part is that you have this new moon here, and it's offering new beginnings, exciting opportunity that you are creating. Clarity is beginning to return, and that's after the 31st, because with each passing day of when Mercury's direct, although it's in shadow, that, it's still, the fog is less and less. And I like this because you're really able to address the future now, this week, finally. It's not just sitting and pondering it. It's like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to prepare for it? What is the vision that I have that I'm going to create? And I think probably it's a good thing that Uranus is in the mix, because I see it here. Because, if you've become too complacent throughout the month of July, just like, oh, there's no change, I can't seem to do anything, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's just going to blow you right out of the water and get you thinking, chances are you still don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And there's still some sadness that you're carrying with you. I think it's, lingering from events that took place over the month of July. All that turbulence does begin to shift and smooth out in the coming days. And you kind of just got to trust in the journey right here. I know we've been saying that, but I still think that there's probably a couple more weeks. Let Mercury get out of shadow. Let it get back to Leo. And I think by then you'll really feel as though you're resuming forward motion again. What I like here is all the passion that is present for projects, etc. And I feel like it's being unleashed, okay? Just like letting it all fly when the new moon comes. I do want to mention that Monday, Tuesday, on the 29th and the 30th, the moon will be in Cancer, which is why I think I'm seeing some of this emotional stuff here that's going on and the sadness. But what is important about that is that with the moon in Cancer, that makes 5 heavenly bodies in their own sign. So you have the moon in Cancer, the sun in Leo, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Capricorn, and Jupiter in Sagittarius. So everything's home and it's working at its best, except for those which are retrograde, but they are still doing their thing. And I'm bringing this up because what I see here are, flashes of inspiration, okay? That faith and optimism that return. Energies, they bring us these different feelings. And when I look at the cards and I see how you can kind of feel down in the dumps one day, and then the next day you're maybe feeling supercharged. And that's at the new moon, okay? So I really like this because things begin to move again. They begin to change again. And, it's like bookending it with that power and the solid, stability that you need in your life, the nurturing that you need, for yourself, advising self-care. Now, we do talk about the moon a great deal here. And, every individual is unique. And your patterns of how you react to the moons are unique, okay? Not just the daily moons, but the new moon and the full moon and all of that. And I think it's a good idea to get comfortable with that and to understand yourself and your reactions, because I think that you'll find that once this new moon comes, you are feeling stronger. The sense of oneness with and joining forces with the universe tends to grow once the new moon passes, as opposed to any resistance that you may have been feeling. Now, we will definitely get into it more during the new moon video, but I've spoken about it a few times and brought up for the different signs what you need to be doing when this new moon comes. But it is as though there is an incredible opportunity being gifted to you here, and you need to know what it is and what to do with it, because it represents a change in luck, a change in fortune that's going to start playing out. Because when you put your intentions forth at the new moon, it's not just putting your intentions forth. You have to actually do things sometimes, okay? Not just sit there and write something on paper and wish that it would happen. You have to take some necessary actions at this moon. But those are going to be rewarded somewhere down the line. And I'm still feeling really good about that solar eclipse in Capricorn on Christmas Day. See, this is just crazy. It's like get the midweek. You have the new moon, Mercury goes direct, the pace picks up, delays around you are dissipating, communication becomes easier, some unlikely bonds are formed. There's a saying, politics makes strange bedfellows. It's like that kind of thing. I don't think that it was imagined, like that two people could be friends. I also think it's possible that we could see an announcement of some sort in the next few weeks. Doesn't necessarily have to be this week, but probably during the month of August. Okay, where we see two individuals who, I want to say collaborating, but they're on friendlier terms. I feel like they're doing something in the area of humanitarianism, that type of thing, looking to create a more fair atmosphere for those who don't have as much. That speaks volumes. That could be many, many things, but I'm really curious to see that. It is also possible that we see some changes and people coming together in a way that benefits agriculture, and that is necessary as well. Humor me as I look at this more, because it's as though people are shaking hands. They're calling a truce and they're coming together. I don't know. All right. All over the world, there are so many things that are happening. To see people, reach across the aisle, especially with politicians, we all know how they disagree. But this benefits all of us if people can finally come together to do something that's right, to build something that's good, and not necessarily building, but, the reward is ours if people finally begin to work for us. So I like seeing this here, okay? So there's going to be some sort of, forward movement and taking charge of situations, all right? But this is on a personal level as well, all right? All of these things where you have held back over the month of July, it's like, somebody plopped you in that rubber band in a slingshot and off you go, okay? Because there is so much to be done. There is a little bit of a juggling act going on here. It kind of looks like you still have one foot in the past and one foot, in that what you're trying to create, that picture that you want, the life that you desire. So you're kind of doing both at the same time. Remember I've been talking about how when August came and it's like there was something that you needed to do, and it has to be finished up, okay? Because to get rid of it is helping to clear the path for that whole new life. Maybe you're selling your house. Maybe you're getting a divorce. Maybe you're going to a new job. It's all kinds of things that can be happening. But that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like you got one foot over here and one foot over here, and you have to manage it. But it's in a successful way. The change, I am absolutely loving this. The choices are yours, okay? The doors that you're going to close, and as the new ones open, there's going to be, and that's soon, all right? That's not this week, but it's a byproduct, a result of the actions that you're taking. And I feel like you're starting right with this new moon. Hopefully, I will see some of you growing stronger in relationships, that, how to put it, not losing yourself. Some people feel the need, like they can't stand, they're just constantly lonely, all right? And they don't think that they can live their life unless there's someone else in it. And then they mold their life around the other person's life. But there is a need here to be a strong, independent individual and to really feel, vital and to be you. And that makes it so much better, okay? Because you're not depending upon someone else for your happiness, to bring that sunshine into your life. And people appreciate a partner who can get by without them, okay? Not to need them in a needy kind of way. I still don't think that you have the full picture worked out, all right? It's just that you're getting into the energy where you can create it this week. Okay, so what's it going to be? It's like, wow, I wanted to do this, but I want to do that. Over the course of a lifetime, we accumulate so many hopes and dreams. Sometimes to have a particular dream in our life come true, we have to give up a whole bunch of other things. All right? because we know that they won't all work together. And maybe that's not always the best option. See, that's what's going on here, is trying to figure this out. And I've been trying to tell you that the universe is trying to give you time, because when you think you're so sure of what you want and you haven't considered the consequences, you know what I always think of? I mean, this may sound silly, but I love all kinds of, foods from different ethnicities and everything. And I always seem to meet people who are just like strictly meat and potatoes. And I'm like, I have to think about that. I find it difficult to be around people 24/7 who don't share, my admiration for, culinary delights. And that's what these cards are about here. When you're in any kind of relationship, whether it's love or friendship or family or even your job, are you going to be in a relationship that sucks the very, life out of you, of who you are, until some point you come to me and you say, I don't recognize myself anymore. Okay, so this is why you're thinking long and hard, because you're wanting to be the newest you that you've ever been. All right. So when you look at all of those options, the last thing you want to do is pick the option that doesn't allow you to be you. All right. And that's something that you have to really think about long and hard. Intuitively, you know these things. You just have to be able to admit them to yourself. I mean, you've already had all the lessons. All right. You just need to be able to say, yeah, I kind of know which way that one will go, so that you are choosing what's best for you. But something tells me August comes. The first 3 days, all right, we got the 29th, the 30th, the 31st. August gets here, and you throw yourself into all of these projects, just piling on more every day. This is a busy, busy month. I think especially during, the first half, while you still have Mars in Leo and you have all of your creativity and your passion driving you. It's like getting caught up on life and really working hard at everything that's on that to-do list. So it looks like the intention is here to accomplish a great deal. You are just going to cut away what you don't want, not literally, okay, but it's the idea that you're really clearing your path and opening up your path now. And it's not like anything you've ever experienced in life before. Sometimes when we make changes, they're minor, but this feels bigger, what is coming. And I really like this, all right? These are decisions where I think you have changed your mind over the course of time, like your patterns and how you choose, and you've learned a great deal here. So it is though you have really taken on a whole new perception of what your hopes and dreams should be in order to make them come true. And I keep saying the universe wants to hold you up. If you have a certain outlook on love, perhaps that needs to change. You need to look at it from other angles. I'm amazed by this, because it could very well be that as you're sitting here listening to this, and probably, Mercury's still retrograde, the new moon didn't come yet, and you may still not be sure exactly what it is that I'm talking about, okay? Because you've had to be patient to get to the month of August. And then it's like ting, 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 ting. Things that are stressful, just leaving them behind. All right? I really feel like where we're at now, we're starting the month midweek here, okay? And give yourself 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, all right? Because you've got the new moon, and then 2 weeks until the full moon, which is on the, what did I say? I think it's the 15th, the Aquarius full moon, okay? I think that's the point where you're finally ready to put that stress behind you. Maybe what you're working on so diligently over the first 2 weeks is getting all those details together for a divorce or a settlement, or, what you want to do, like this is the house I want to buy, all these kind of things, and you've been waiting to work on all that, and here you are, okay? So the plan is gonna work, okay? And what are we looking at? See, it's already gonna be August, September, October, November. I mean, just look at you. There is just so much change that's coming, but it's not change that you sat around and waited for. This is like, this new moon comes and you get up, you enter August, and you go make it happen. Maybe you're in a job that, has kept food on the table and a roof over your head, but you thought you'd never leave it. By mid-month, there's something that's going on here. I'm telling you. It is time to be happy, but not on a whim, not in a foolish way where you're forsaking everything and gonna, go live under a rock because you gave everything up. It's not like that. You're going to do this with balance. You're looking at the situations of your life that maybe have lingered over these last few years after all the changes you went through since 2011, all right? And now it's like, here I am. This is the part where I move on and I finally move forward with my life and get things going. So you're going to separate from all that was painful. There is a type of healing that's going on here with an incredible fresh start. Something to remind you that life was meant to be an adventure. All right? Now, I kind of think that, wow, see, still as you go on, it's not that easy when it comes to other people. I'm telling you, it's not time yet. Oh my word. Yeah. Oh my God. See, when it comes to other people, it's just not there at the moment. I think more so once you get into September, somewhere between September and November, something is changing. All right? But see, let's explain it this way. I always say that, like, just like you, other people have things that they're doing. So if I say mid-August, you're going to suddenly know what it is that you got to do, and you're going to go do it. And you're getting all that ready right now, okay? So is everyone else, all right? This is not the time to be trying to, push your agenda on another individual, okay? When the timing is right, they will come around. That timing is getting closer, okay? But just like you, they have to get through all this, and I mention politics frequently because it's like one face for this one face for that one. And sometimes that's what you have to do, to get through. You can't always show people, it's not that you're trying to hide what you're doing, but you can't always show them the truth of who you are, at the time, all right? So it feels like a battle, and it has a way of still feeling, a little bit trapped, where you're a little bit worried. But I think that, breathing easy with all that is coming between September and November, because others are going to get through what they have going on. You're going to get through what you have going on, or at least you're going to initiate it this month. See, that's one of the other things. Whatever you're beginning, it may not all play out like bam. Like sometimes you can't just be done and walk away in a day. Sometimes things, take a little time to play out. That's what I'm saying. It's going to play out over these next few months, but you're going to see as this happens, keep your ear to the ground and what people say they're doing, all right? Observe, listen, don't pry. Don't go around asking questions and prying, but just listen if they offer up any info to what is taking place in their lives. And you're going to see, whatever your intentions are at this new moon, that you set forth and you go forward, right? And then the new moon, the full moon comes, yeah. And so the cycle continues and it keeps on going. But this is a very crucial week, and you need to be ready to move forward. I want to thank you all very much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.